standing as the Arizona Department of Public Safety Honor Guard presents our nation's colors and Mr. Ron Miles sings our national anthem.
Turn post. Post. Coast. Troopers, officers, and all uniformed personnel, present arms.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Aye. Ready. Face. Forward. March.
Today's invocation will be given by Compass Christian Church Pastor Danny Hughes.
Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we are grateful today for your presence among us, and we are grateful for these newly commissioned Arizona State Troopers. We pray your blessing on them as they begin this new path. May you guide their every step and protect them as they serve the people of Arizona with honor. Father, may you protect their families and their loved ones and cover them with peace and comfort as their trooper stands in the gap for us. Lord, it is from your character that we know that which is fair and right and just in this world. We ask today your enduring blessing on these troopers as they serve with undaunted commitment, as they walk in integrity, and as they embrace justice in all that they do. For the troopers in the hearing of my voice, and for all troopers serving across this great state, we ask these blessings. In the name of the Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Amen.
Please take your seats. As we begin today's ceremony, I would like to introduce our department's senior executive leadership. The Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Colonel Heston Silver. The Deputy Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Lieutenant Colonel Ken Hunter. Assistant Director for the Highway Patrol Division, Lieutenant Colonel Jenna Mitchell. Assistant Director for the Agency Support Division, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Lubell. Assistant Director for the Technical Services Division, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Chung. Assistant Director for the Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Task Force Division, Lieutenant Colonel Kelly Keene. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Colonel Destin Coleman of the Criminal Investigations Division was unable to join us today. It is my great honor today to introduce our guest speaker, Jason Schechterling. After serving 4 years in the Air Force at the age of 26, Jason achieved his goal to work on the streets of Phoenix as a rookie police officer. Then, only 14 months into his career, Jason's life took an unexpected, tragic turn. On the night of March 26, 2001, a taxi cab crashed into the rear of Jason's patrol car. Upon impact, Jason's car burst into flames, trapping him inside. Through a series of miraculous and fateful circumstances, Jason survived the crash and ensuing physical and emotional catastrophe. He suffered severe burns to over 40% of his body, which drastically altered his appearance. He has undergone more than 50 surgeries just to have the ability to accomplish simple daily tasks we often take for granted. Jason's journey chronicles his fight for life, his triumph over tragedy, and the inspiration that enables him to continue to overcome unimaginable adversity. His personal narrative exemplifies that the power of the human spirit can never be underestimated or extinguished. Please join me in welcoming Jason Schechterling.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, members of Class 550. It is a true honor and privilege to stand before you and be a part of today's ceremony. Back in January of 2000, and what seems like just yesterday, I was sitting in a seat equal to the ones that comfort you right now. I know that you all have an incredible amount of enthusiasm as you make the progression from recruit to police officer. Members of Class 550 are among the few here who understand the significance of having the badge pinned onto your chest for the first time. Through different and personal life-changing circumstances, you were called to or chose the ultimate profession. Prior to being accepted in the academy, you endured a long and difficult hiring process. Intrusive and personal, but absolutely necessary. I bet that all of you had an idea of what the academy was going to be like, but none of you knew for sure. It was a journey of individual challenges, group participation, and implementing the traits of discipline, integrity, and loyalty that you will find are necessary tools that hold you throughout your career. My 21 weeks at the Arizona Law Enforcement Academy proved to be one of the best times of my entire life. I cultivated lasting and profound friendships. I was forced to look inside myself to find my true strengths, my true weaknesses, and I was able to taste the fruits of my accomplishment like no one else can possibly understand. The last several months weren't only a requirement for you, but the necessary time to instill the training that you will find yourself coming back to time and time again throughout your career. The training and learning should never stop. Maintain your physical fitness, study the profession, and learn all that you can. What you do out there will have lifelong consequences for yourself and for the people that you deal with. You must be prepared at all times, mentally and physically. All of you should enjoy what today's ceremony symbolizes. Enjoy a day off or two. And then it's on to the next chapter. Then it's time for your first shift. It's no longer about people in red man suits. It's no longer going to be somebody blowing a whistle to signify the end of the scenario. It's going to be for real. It's now your opportunity, and you have been tasked with that opportunity to shoulder the responsibilities of protecting lives of people that you don't know and property that you don't own. The learning process has just begun. Please understand, you are going to make mistakes, and it's okay. Learn from those mistakes. Allow yourself to learn and respect and value the advice and guidance of your senior officers, because they are only there to help you succeed and to keep you safe. Surround yourself with motivated officers who represent the best attributes of this profession. Every month, police agencies around this great state of ours are inundated with hundreds of applications for police officers. Today, sit the 18 of you who has what it takes. You will now go where others fear to go. You will see what others fear to see, and you will do a job that only a chosen few are blessed to do. I ask you to always take the time to remember your family. Most importantly, they were here before you started the academy. They loved and supported you through the academy, and they will be the ones who continue to worry about you each and every time you head out to work. When you get out on the streets, let me assure you that each of you are going to find one aspect of this job or one certain type of call that just completely gets on your nerves. For me, it was without a doubt shoplifters. Nothing used to irritate me more than having to take care of somebody who had $50 in their wallet, stealing a $14 pair of shoes, and those are hours of my life that I couldn't get back. If you remember nothing else from what I've said today, please remember this. Whether it's changing an elderly lady's tire in 108-degree weather, or whether it's apprehending a homicide suspect, all of the aspects of this job are equally important and should be equally cherished. When you do find that one call that irritates you beyond belief, I want you to think of me. I want you to remember that I would give anything to be out there today to answer 100 shoplifter calls. Remember those who have gone before you. Take the time to learn about your department, the history, those who have been lost. Troopers Edenhofer, Harrell, Morano, Fink, and the 26 others who went before you. Their lost lives, please carry these individuals with you. Carry the legacy of sacrifice and good that they left behind in our community. As police officers, you are given a lot of responsibility and power. You have the power to take people's freedoms. You have the power to enter people's homes and businesses. You have the power to take children away from their parents. This power is not something to be taken for granted. It is something to be humbled by. You must display character of the highest integrity, loyalty, and truthfulness. On a daily basis, your environment is going to show you the best and more often the worst in what human behavior has to offer. Please try not to become cynical or feel unappreciated like many officers that I know. This is a choice that you get to make starting today. Your greatest power lies in choosing your attitude in every given situation and every call that you go on. I know from hard lessons learned and from experience that attitude can make or break our home, a career, your life. Attitude is more important than any amount of luck, money, or any set of circumstances. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. The Arizona Department of Public Safety has chosen you. They have trained you, and now they entrust you to go forth from today with humble appreciation for your task at hand. The police are the public, and the public are the police. The police being the only members of the public who are paid to give full-time attention to duties which are incumbent on every citizen in the interest of communities' welfare and existence. Those words were written 200 years ago by Robert Peel, and they could not be more appropriate than today. We are in the midst of the lowest of lows for law enforcement. Civil disobedience, the media, politicians worried about their next election, the violence and disrespect toward law enforcement has never been greater. That should not be a deterrent on how you do your job. You have an opportunity to change the narrative and become the public servant that this great state and this country deserves. This is a service profession. Protecting and serving is your responsibility. Always remember why your heart originally led you on this path. When you take the oath in a few minutes, lock in that overwhelming sense of dignity, duty, and discipline you'll be feeling, and don't ever let it go. You will get so much out of this career. Please cherish it, respect it, and act accordingly. Congratulations to each and every one of you. God bless America, and be safe.
Thank you, Mr. Schechterle. Colonel Silbert was appointed Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety in March of 2020. Prior to being named Director, he spent the previous 5 years serving as the Deputy Director for the department. The first 22 years of his law enforcement career were spent in service with the Phoenix Police Department on a journey of many assignments, beginning as a patrol officer in the South Mountain Precinct and continuing over the years, rising from patrol officer to detective, sergeant, and lieutenant before retiring from the Phoenix Police Department at the end of 2010. He then served with the Mesa Police Department as a commander, assistant chief of police for the Operations Bureau, and then executive officer of the department. Director Silbert holds a bachelor's degree in education and a master's degree in public administration from Arizona State University. He's a graduate of the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, the FBI National Academy, and the Police Executive Leadership Institute. Please welcome Colonel Silbert.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jason, I think I've known you so long now, I hate to say this, I think I take for granted what you've been through and then what you've accomplished. For those of you who don't realize, after Jason's critical incident, he came back to work in a full-duty capacity and eventually worked as a homicide detective at Phoenix PD. I think it speaks volumes about your character and the fact that you stay connected and come here today and take the time to share yourself with us. I hope I never do take it for granted, but sometimes I just think that you get up here and speak, and I forget about everything you've been through, so thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. As most people know who are familiar with the agency, I'm not one who prepares many speeches. Every now and then I do. It's a rarity, but it's not very often. This morning, they asked me to do a message for some e-learning classes that we're doing at the department. They asked me to use a teleprompter. I think it may have been about 25 takes it took me to get it right because I actually had a script in front of me. Whereas had I just spoken and freelanced it, I think we could have gotten through it in about 5. So today, I just jotted down a couple of notes and a couple of different things that I'm going to go over and share with the recruits and share with all of you. 2 days ago, I had the opportunity to go in and talk to the class and speaking to them about some critiques we received on one of our classes. It was a class that I'm normally involved in instructing, but that day I was sick and I was not at work. And the person who I team teach with is an exceptional instructor and genuinely one of the most revered people in our agency. And he was concerned about the reviews we received to the point that I thought I should go down and talk to the class. We both went down. And I took many things away from it. The one thing I took away from it is the pride that I have in our recruits and the pride that I have in our staff. The pride that I have in the culture of our agency, in the fact that people at our agency can say, we're not happy about something that happened here, we think we need to do better. Now there was much to the story and we were able to discern and dig into what transpired that caused them to have some of the reaction they had to the class. But what I learned about the class and what I learned about our staff that I really know about our agency is that the people of this agency think independently. They react independently. As you're going to learn as you go out to the road, this is unlike almost any agency in the entire state. Because we're going to ask our troopers to go out into the most desolate location you can think of at the darkest hours of the morning or night and ask them to lead and carry themselves in the most professional manner with nobody else in sight. It's going to be up to you. So the characteristics and traits that they have to be able to say we're concerned about this issue and we want to talk about it demonstrated qualities and characteristics that we hope to build in a 32-week academy. As you heard Jason say earlier, he graduated from a 20-week academy. I'm going to break your heart, recruits. My academy was 16 weeks long. They've since doubled that. They're now at 32 weeks. Now it's different with state troopers because our academy goes a little bit longer. I say this at each graduation, and I want everybody out here in the crowd who's not familiar with our agency to understand something, particularly those family members who have a recruit who's soon to be a state trooper sitting here. They don't go through an academy that other law enforcement officers in the state of Arizona go through. It's a different academy. It's a stressful academy. We stay on top of them for 32 weeks. Why is that? Is it because we're just mean people? I don't know, some may think so. That's not the spirit of it. There's a transformation that has to take place in that academy. There's a switch that has to flip. In some cases, you're taking somebody who might be 20 and a half years old, and you're about to give them, quite possibly, the greatest responsibility anyone in the United States of America can possess. And that is the ability, if necessary, to seize a human being's freedom. And in the most drastic situation, possibly take someone's life. We ask them to be psychologists. We ask them to be authors. And one key, and I speak to it at each graduation, and it's in our 7 points of the badge, is empathy. Now, empathy came up in this talk we had the other day down at the academy. And something occurred to me while I spoke to the class and while I spoke to the staff. There is no profession in this country where we ask anyone to go from the most extreme places of empathy to the possibility or realization of lethality. Think about that for a minute. We ask our troopers to live by a motto. It's on our car. I sometimes wonder when people have mission statements and mottos, it's why our mission statement is so brief, if they even know what they are or even understand or comprehend what they mean. Ours is courteous vigilance. Now think about that for a minute. Courteous vigilance. What does that mean? It means what I hear about our troopers every day. I don't hear these complaints about Arizona State troopers, oh, this trooper's rude, this trooper was excessive, this trooper was this trooper was that. We have anomalies that take place. The base character of this agency and the manner in which our troopers carry themselves is if it was with the highest honor and greatest integrity. They're courteous and they're polite to people until they can't be. And I'll tell you, my tolerance for listening to some of the things I hear spewed by pundits about what law enforcement officers are or what they're supposed to be is to the point of nauseam. Our troopers are courteous and they're polite, and in an instant, they may have to make a decision that changes everything. Changes their lives, changes the life of the person in front of them. You tell me what profession in this country we ask somebody to go from, "Good afternoon, sir, how are you? How may I help you today? Do you know why I stopped you?" to within a split second of that, having to draw a weapon and prepare for a lethal encounter. When you can tell me what that profession is in this country other than this one, let me know. It's interesting, sometimes the folks that want to judge us. I've sat before review boards after shootings and things such as that. And I'm looking at a person who in their best and their worst day, either has never had to carry this or ever had the need, necessity, or thought about pulling it out and using it. But you're going to tell me how to do it. What we ask of you is beyond any words I can provide today. And that's why that academy is the way it is. That's why it's the toughest academy in the state. That's why it lasts 32 weeks long. That's why your recruit training instructors and your sergeant are relentless, and they stay upon you. Because we have to have you prepared for that. And moreover, after a critical incident, after the most horrific, difficult event that you may ever have to deal with in your life, we're going to ask you to come back and do it again the next day. You tell me what other profession in this country does that. Somebody once said to me in a meeting while I was at a municipality, you know, you guys are no different than anybody else who works for this body of government. I said, is that right? I said, then why don't you show me those people in that body of government who go through a 32-week academy where at any moment you can be failed out, who under that uniform wear a ballistic vest. It's not for show. It's to stop bullets of those who might want to cause them harm and take their life. On their hip, they carry an implement of death. And in their minds, they have the judgment and sense and training to know when to use it. Tell me who it is in that municipality who's gone through that training before they even started their job, and I'll tell you, they're no different. But they are. To your recruits, understand that balance, that empathy. It's critical. I said to the staff after I met with you, we had kind of a funny conversation, and I said, you know, think about your personal relationships in life. And in the midst of a disagreement, do you have the ability to stop and go, okay, hold on a second. Let me be empathetic and understand your position in this situation. How many of you in here can raise your hand and say they do that all the time, right? But if we did, imagine the confrontations and disagreements we could solve by being empathetic to somebody else's position. But we ask you to do it in a matter of seconds. Embrace the journey. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about Dr. Viktor Frankl, who survived the death camps in World War II, and about attitude. One of the things Viktor Frankl said is don't aim for success. Well, what I believe Dr. Frankl meant by that was embrace the journey. I guarantee you, just like I did, just like you do, just like all of us who've gone through an academy or something strenuous, we just hoped for the end. We just wanted to get the badge. The challenge for the staff is ensuring that you embrace the journey even on the days you don't want to. Because the journey is what's going to teach you and give you the foundations to realize the goal. Don't take that for granted. I'm going to give you an example, and this one's self-deprecating. I'm not real thrilled to say it, but I'm going to. I really enjoy doing jiu-jitsu. It's a great time. It's fun. When I first started, I was tearing it up, doing great stuff, using my high school wrestling, this, that, the other. Wasn't using a lot of jiu-jitsu, using a lot of power, using a lot of wrestling. And you go in and you're thinking, hey, I'm winning, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I wasn't learning jiu-jitsu. I was concentrating on just winning. And I wasn't embracing the journey. And then all of a sudden, I started training with some guys who could really do jiu-jitsu. So after tapping like a typewriter multiple times, I started realizing I better get back to fundamentals. And about 2-3 years in, I had to go backwards in that journey to get back to fundamentals. Now, I use a story of self-deprecation so you understand what I'm trying to get at. It's about the journey. It's not just about what's at the end. Yes, you've accomplished something, but what's most important is you've traveled a 32-week journey. The last thing I want to talk to you about is, and this is probably my most important take from Dr. Viktor Frankl, and I think everybody in the room can identify with this. I want you to listen to this. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing. The last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Now, you heard Jason Schechterle talk about it's 90% of what happens to you and 10% of how you react to it. There's going to be challenges along the way. They're going to come from this agency, they're going to come from the street, and they're going to come at home. There's few things in life we control when you really think about it. Sadly, I've seen the loss of life that was beyond the control of people in our profession, whether it be from a disease, or whether it be from a bullet, or whether it be from a traffic collision. But there's certain things I control. I control how I want to respond or react to a stressful situation. Some of that may be predicated upon training. Some of that may be predicated upon experience. But at the end of the day, when you get the opportunity to control how you respond, you need to seize it. That's up to you. You heard Jason Schechterle talk to you about training and maintaining it. It's up to you to say whether or not you let all the physical training that you just went through, and your shooting skills, and your fighting skills, and your writing skills, it's up to you whether you continue to hone them. It's not going to be up to us, it's up to you. I would tell you to seize it. I would tell you to hone those skills. Don't make excuses. There's nothing worse when I hear somebody say to me, I can't find time to work out. I can't find time to eat right. I can't find time to do this or that. Oh yeah, you can. You give me your calendar, you give me your day, I guarantee you I'll find you the time. It just depends how early you want to wake up and how hard you want to work. That's up to you. You're an Arizona State Trooper as of today. You think about that, and you think about what it means. You didn't walk down to some academy with facial hair, wearing some kind of uniform with a ball cap, with your hands in your tactical vest like this. You're an Arizona State Trooper. Embrace it. Embrace the fact you worked harder. Embrace the fact you're different. Embrace the fact you're elite, because you are. To the staff, I want to thank you. I know how hard you work. I know the intensity with which you work, and I thank you for your efforts. I want to close with this very briefly, and I should have begun, if I could have, just a moment of silence. We lost one of our troopers in an off-duty incident. It's unfortunate. Leo Becente II is a sergeant with us in District 1. If I could just have one moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you all. To you Arizona State Troopers, you new Arizona State Troopers, welcome aboard. It's going to be a hell of a journey, and I'm proud of all of you. Thank you for what you've accomplished. Have a good day.
Thank you, Colonel Silbert. The staff members entrusted with Class 550 are state troopers, but they're more than that. They are role models, teachers, counselors, and mentors. The graduates of Class 550 will remember their training staff for the rest of their lives, and they will forever be changed by this relationship. Leading Class 550 every step of the way was Sergeant Jason Covert. Sergeant Covert began his career with the Arizona Department of Public Safety in February of 2007. Sergeant Covert was assigned to the Metro East District. After 3 years, he became a motor trooper, where he worked for an additional 5 years in the Highway Patrol Division. In 2015, Sergeant Covert was assigned to the State Gang Task Force, and in 2016, he was promoted to sergeant. Sergeant Covert's first assignment as sergeant was in the Highway Patrol Division in Casa Grande. He later moved back to the Metro East District. Sergeant Covert served 3 years part-time with the SWAT team and became an administrative sergeant for the Metro Patrol Bureau in 2018. In 2019, Sergeant Covert became the Lateral State Trooper Academy Class Sergeant, and in July 2021, he was assigned as the Class Sergeant for Arizona State Trooper Academy Class 550. Please welcome the Class Sergeant for 550, Sergeant Jason Covert.
Good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to thank all the staff members in the Compass Christian Church for allowing us to use this beautiful facility. I would also like to thank all the department heads who made it time in their busy schedule to be here with us today. On August 16th, 2021, 17 individuals from the Arizona Department of Public Safety began their law enforcement career as members of Class 550. Our task was to provide these recruits with basic police training necessary to get them prepared for the next phase of training. Class, 31 weeks ago, you embarked on a journey in which me and my staff made it very clear that you would not be given anything and that you'd have to earn everything, to include the badge in which you're about to get. The badge signifies more than just a piece of metal that we wear on our chest. It's an accomplishment that many have tried to obtain, but only few have been able to do. As I think back on the 31 weeks, I can't help but think of the fun times we've had, both in the dog park and the classroom, and let's not forget the OC spray or taser. Some of the other things you probably won't forget are the recruit's inability to say the word popped correctly, a recruit continually apologizing for just anything, the Vin Diesel look-alike in class, the famous clock that will forever be utilized from here on out, the recruit that would do just about anything to go home early, or how important it is that you wake up to your alarm the first time, just to name a few. As you look back on the academy, you will not only remember how long the days were, but how fast the weeks flew by. Hold on to this moment today, because the real work begins on field training. Page just got messed up, bear with me. Oh, no. Sorry. In the beginning, you were asked why you wanted to be a police officer. For some of you, the answer is because it's something you always wanted to do. For others, it was because you felt the need to serve. Whatever your reason was, I want you to hold on to it. Throughout these challenging times we are experiencing in the law enforcement community, remembering your why is more important now than ever. As time goes on and things get tough and other jobs seem they would be less stressful or easier, remember to think about reasons why you signed up to be an Arizona State Trooper. To say I'm proud of you would be an understatement. I've watched the 13 of you recruits grow in ways in which you never thought probably could. For some of you, it's been harder than others, but we've all experienced different hills and valleys throughout this 31-week academy. Moving forward throughout your careers, you're sworn in on stage here shortly, there's an interesting fact I want you to come to grips with. And that fact is, from here on out, you'll never be alone. You'll always have family who wear the badge, who can help you through the hardest of times, can be there for you when you need them, and can teach you how to stay safe. Not all professions are like this. You're entering a very unique profession, and you should feel proud and walk with a sense of pride, knowing you are an Arizona State Trooper. To the family and friends of graduates of Class 550, no matter the stories you've heard about us, we truly care for those entrusted to us. We've had our moments over the past couple of months, and each one of these troopers will surely share their memories of the first day of the parking lot, the visit to the dog park where blood and sweat was left on the field, the friendships that will never be broken, the puking, the laughing, and the never-ending scenarios. I want to thank you for your support of these troopers. Without your support, I'm sure their journey would have been much harder. In closing, class, I want to leave you with this. Gandhi said, "Be the change we wish to see in the world." I encourage you to be the change that is much needed throughout our profession. It's been a blessing and an honor being your class sergeant, and I want you to know my phone is always on, and if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Please be safe, have fun, enjoy your career, and remember, wearing that tan uniform with the badge of 7 points means that you're a cut above the rest. You'll not only represent yourself, but everyone else that puts on that badge. You'll have a lasting impression on everyone you come into contact with, so make it a good one. Congratulations, Class 550. At this time, I would like to recognize the recruit training troopers from Class 550. We have worked very closely over the past 31 weeks. I saw firsthand how much they have sacrificed to ensure the success of our class. They have been mentors and role models for all the new troopers, and they have helped me ensure that we have provided the best training possible. I could not have done that without them. Would the RTTs from Class 550 please join me on stage? I would like to introduce them to you from left to right, Trooper Jim Fleming, Trooper Edgar Preciado, and Trooper Nicholas Westbrook. On behalf of the class and myself, I would like to thank you for your efforts, assistance, and dedication. I would also like to thank Sergeant Jason Christie, Sergeant Ken Norton, and Captain Brandon Powell for their hard work and dedication to Class 550. They ensured my first class would be a success. Now I have the honor of introducing the class speaker, representing Class 550, Trooper Magianis.
Good afternoon, family, friends, and colleagues. Thank you for being here on this very special day. It all started on August 18, 2021, at the Academy parking lot. We were anxiously waiting by our cars until we saw about 10 Smokies marching across the bridge and towards us. We were standing there scared of our own shadow. We will never forget the first things that were noticed by our RTTs, like the powdered donut stain, the badge number that none of us will ever forget, 11059, the nose hair sticking out, the pretty boy hair, and the constant shaking amongst many more. Each day during the academy presented a new challenge, but from day one, Sergeant Covert made it very clear that we would not be given the title Arizona State Trooper until we earned it, just like everything else in the academy. From week one, we felt the stress of what was to come in the next 31 weeks. During these 31 weeks, we were challenged with mornings of rigorous physical activity or defensive tactics, followed by afternoons of intense academic instruction. These days led into nights of studying as much as our fatigued minds could take, knowing that another test was always right around the corner. As the weeks passed, our RTTs realized our class was struggling to become a team, but they fixed that real quick. From the 4-minute drills to the dog park session, from the trail runs to Sergeant's Hill, we were constantly challenged with team-building exercises, which required cooperation, communication, and discipline. We had 3 events that taught us that pain is just a mental game your mind plays on you, and we can all fight through it in order to accomplish our task at hand. OC spray, also known as pepper spray, was one of these events. Luckily, a few of our peers had been through this before, and they helped us with tips on how to deal with its spicy, unbearable effects. Thank you, Cardenas, Dodge, and Limon. Another one of these events was the long-awaited 4 chaos drills. In this event, we had to fight for our lives, and the goal was to not give up and keep fighting through. Thank you, defensive tactics instructors, for showing us the techniques that will help us when we're put into this situation again. Last but not least, Taser Day. We were put into different situations that would give us insight on how we would respond to riding the lightning. Our emotions became uncontained, some into unusual screaming. Right, Desenberger? Everything we were put through has made us become physically, emotionally, and mentally stronger. I would now like to take this time to thank our RTTs and our class sergeant, Trooper Fleming. What can we say about you? Probably one of the most intense people you will ever meet. Scary at the beginning, especially when he would walk into our silent class, clicking his pen right at our faces with his big blue eyes and saying things like, "Y'all just stand by, lock it up, and close your mouth, Sanchez," while censoring a few choice words. Thank you for your tough love and your knowledge. We know deep down you're a big teddy bear with a huge heart. Trooper Westbrook, thank you for all your help on and off duty, your fitness motivation, and for always supporting us in our gym and dog park sessions. You were always there for us, literally, right in front of our face with the camera, in our best moments, and more so, our worst. Trooper Preciado, thank you for always making us laugh. Although it was hard to keep a straight face, we managed to do so most of the times. You are a balance in tough times, with your sarcasm and humorous wit. We will always reflect on your teaching style in our favorite class. Even I was jealous of your teaching styles. Sergeant Covert, we know it wasn't easy to deal with us. We thank you for always pushing us to our limits and beyond. Your high standards and discipline will be carried out in us throughout our career. We were always anticipating the inevitable inspection after colors. We now know what good hair products to use, which razors to buy, and when to wax our eyebrows. However, this was important for us to understand that professionalism starts with our appearance. All four of you are our mentors, role models, and motivation throughout this 800 short weeks. You helped us realize that everything you put us through had a significant purpose. To our families and our friends that supported us during the process, allowing us to vent when we needed, thank you all from the bottom of our heart. Class 550, we've been through a lot together, and despite the hardships, we learned to become a family and will always have each other's back. Our learning does not stop here. This is only the beginning of an amazing journey, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Trooper. I would now like to introduce Captain Brandon Powell. Captain Powell is the ranking DPS commander and one of 2 command-level officers assigned to the Academy in support of the Academy Commander. Captain Powell is the executive officer for Class 550, overseeing all aspects of the training program for the class, culminating with today's ceremony. Captain Powell will reveal the awards presented to individual leaders within the class and introduce the class video.
Thank you, Major Beck. Good afternoon. Every individual in Class 550 has worked hard to achieve their goal of becoming peace officers. I would, however, like to take the opportunity to recognize a few individuals who have demonstrated exceptional performance within 5 categories during their time in the Academy. The first award is in the area of academics. Throughout the Academy, the students experience over 1,100 hours of training to include 49 tests and an overall comprehensive final exam. The award for the top recruit in their area of academics is presented to the student with the highest academic average. With an overall average score of 97, congratulations to Colette Plime. The next award is for firearms. The award is presented to the student with the highest combined score from 2 day and 2 night qualifications. With an overall score of 250 out of a possible 250 points, congratulations to Joseph Sampitro. Next is the award for a top recruit in the area of physical fitness. This is presented to the student with the highest physical fitness scores throughout their academy training. With an overall percentage of 92.18, congratulations to Luis Sanchez. The award for top overall recruit is presented to the recruit who has demonstrated the most versatility in the areas of firearms, physical fitness, and academics. With an overall percentage of 93.66, congratulations to Garrett Forsyth. The final category is for exemplary recruit. This recognition is given to an individual chosen by the rest of their class. The class voted by secret ballot for the recruit they believe represents the spirit of the class through leadership, humility, integrity, and determination. The result of their vote remains secret until this moment. The exemplary recruit award goes to Ileana Magianis. Please join me in congratulating all the award winners as they return to their seats. The recruits in Class 550 have completed some of the most impactful training of their career. Their experiences at the Academy will last a lifetime. They have been pushed mentally, physically, and academically. They have experienced varying levels of adversity and have demonstrated proficiency in the areas that will serve them well in their new roles in their respective communities. You have likely seen this transformation into the complex world of policing and public service take place. Many of you have shared in the joys, frustrations, and challenges of your loved ones, but you haven't quite experienced the day-to-day Academy life. The staff of Class 550 would like to share some of these moments with you in a class video. We hope you enjoy.
What are we looking at? Why aren't you standing at attention, goggles? Why aren't you standing at attention? Whoa, it's fixed! Where the fuck is it now? Right there! Suck it in! Suck it in!
Impressions are everything. Are those gophers? What are they? Do you know? Why? No for burgers. Why? Freeze. Hurry up and fix it. Let's go. Sir. I don't know why that hair is flying all over the place. All over that neck. That's going to get corrected. You understand that? Same with you. That hair better not be flying all over that collar.
Sir, yes, sir.
Same with you. That hair better not be flying all over that collar. You understand?
Sir, yes, sir.
All the barbershop's closed. Answer me! Why would you show up with that? Don't look! Why are you looking at me? Can you not hear me?
Sir.
Oh my God.
What is he doing?
Why is your face not straightforward? Are you standing in attention or not? You freaking hear me? Are you standing in attention or not? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know where you're at right now? Are you lost? There you go. Cold, sir. Cold. Find your name and sit down. I'm sorry. Stand up. Stand behind your chair. Find your name and stand behind your chair. 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 Stand behind your cha
It sucked, for sure. It burns a
You
lot.
want to do it again?
No, sir.
Never?
No, sir.
Thank you, Captain Powell. Some of our graduates are related to current members of the law enforcement community and have elected to have their badge presented by their law enforcement family member. All other badges will be presented by Colonel Silbert. There are two of you who have been pre-identified to assist with the badge presentation. At this time, please move to the left side of the stage. This is not the badge pinning ceremony, which family members will participate in later in the ceremony. On day one of the academy staff tells the class that they will not simply be handed a badge must be earned. The department badge is a continuing legacy that spans history from this moment back to 1931, when the first 14 officers donned an Arizona Highway Patrol badge. As we are celebrating today, we encourage you to make some noise as these names are called. Squad 1, please rise. The first badge is presented to Ileana Magallanes. Leticia Cardenas. Alexander Zapata. The next badge will be presented by State Trooper Russ Dodge to his daughter, Lakin Dodge. Squad 2, please rise. The next badge is presented to Colette Pline. Jose Lamon Cordero. Zachary Herndon. Squad 3, please rise. The next badge is presented to Kagan Dessenberger. Garrett Forsyth. Ricardo Zavala. Squad 4, please rise. The next badge is presented to Casey Raleigh. Joseph San Pietro. The next badge will be presented by Tucson Police Officer David Sanchez to his brother, Luis Sanchez. Squad 5, please rise. Squad 5 is distinct in that its members joined Class 550 during week 20 of the program, as they were previously certified police officers before joining the department. The next badge is presented to Christopher Waters. Francisco Alamo. Joseph Anderson. Miguel Galvez. And Matthew Snay. Thank you, Colonel. The one remaining badge on display is fitted with a shroud, and remember it's of the 30 department troopers who have fallen in the line of duty. There is a long-standing tradition in the police community involving pinning of the badge. I will ask Captain Powell to come forward to direct the pinning of the badge.
The new trooper has selected someone of significance to pin their badge on their uniform for the very first time. Someone who has been with them through the ups and downs of life, and someone who will be there now and throughout this challenging career. The badge pinning process will be completed by squad designation. If you are pinning the badge on for your loved one, hopefully the appropriate squad number has been communicated to you. There will be time and opportunity to take additional photos after the ceremony. Squad 1, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 1, post. Squad 2, please rise. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 2, post. Squad 2, post. Squad 3, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 3, post. Squad 4, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 4, post. Squad 5, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one.
Squad 5, post. The final step in the journey from citizen to trooper is the administration of the oath of office. The certifying body for the Peace Officer Authority in the state of Arizona, the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, has provided the oath of office that Colonel Silbert now holds. Colonel Silbert, at your pleasure, please administer the oath of office to Class 550.
The oath of office represents a trust between society and the peace officer. The oath of office for peace officers is the binding representation of this trust. A trust that is dedication to our policing profession, our fellow peace officers, your agency, and most importantly, the citizens you serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Liliana Magallanes. I, Atisa Cárdenas. I, Alexander Zapata.
I, Lincoln Dodge.
I, Fled Michelle Flynn. I, Jose Gilberto Limón Cordero. I, Zachary William Herndon. I, Christopher Waters. I, Keegan Austin Dessenberger. I, Jared Stephen Forsythe. I, Ricardo Alon Zavala. I, Francisco Alamo. I, Casey Daniel Rowley. I, Joseph Andrew San Pedro. I, Luis Alfonso Sanchez Coronado. I, Matthew Scott Stang. I, Miguel Gairis. I, Joseph Anderson.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of peace officer to the best of my ability, so help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Arizona's newest state troopers. We would like to thank Pastor Danny Hughes and all the staff here at Compass Christian Church who have graciously worked with us and made everything come together so perfectly in the days of planning and practice leading up to today's ceremony. We would also like to thank the many dedicated members of the department who have worked tirelessly in getting these new troopers to this point in their training and careers. To the friends and family of these new troopers, we thank you for the support you provided them, which has allowed them to succeed in reaching this milestone. Please rise for the retrieval of the colors.
Present arms. Order. Arms. Try to retrieve. Retrieve. Colors. Ready. Face.
Sergeant Covert, please come forward to retire the guidon and dismiss your class for the final time.